Duncan, you got permanent teeth in 24 hours 5 years ago. For people that do have these fears and concerns like, oh, I'm going to go in, get this permanent teeth the next day after surgery. Well, what if I get TMJ, have these bite issues? Or what if I have these speech problems? Did that happen to you? Or how did that go after surgery?
None of that happened to me. I don't frankly know anybody, and I don't know everybody on the planet, but I don't know anybody that had all those. I know a lot of people that are fearful of getting it, and I had none. Again, the lisp was the biggest thing, and you can listen to me now. I hear an S every now and then in my head, yet really, I got this, and if I have a little lisp, bring it on, because it's just, there's no issue there. I'm not fearful of that.
Does this process really happen in 24 hours? Do you go in one day and then the next day you come out with your permanent set of teeth? Can you kind of walk me through that? Did it actually happen?
You bet. It actually happened. I went in one day and I had 24 teeth in my mouth, and the doctor pulled every one. I went home. My wife put ice packs on my face. I slept all night long. I woke up the next day and I went back in 24 hours and got upper and lower implants. And I'm stunned at how great they feel, because my teeth were so crummy before I got these. And these were teeth in my mouth like I never imagined. I couldn't believe what was going on. So yes, it absolutely is the truth.
What did they put in your mouth 24 hours later? It says permanent, but are you putting like a denture in there, or what is the material they're actually putting in your mouth the next day?
Not a denture. And my teeth are made out of zirconia, and it's very hard in the sense that you can't do much to hurt it. In fact, you can't do anything to hurt it, at least my understanding. I haven't so far. And it was a perfect fit. I had 6 implants on the top and 6 implants on the bottom. And frankly, it felt normal from the get-go.
Wow. So since you're coming in from you just had surgery the day before, You're coming back in to get this put on those gums, I would imagine that would be painful, or I guess what did it feel like when you actually got it put on?
There was no pain at all. And what I understand is getting the implants within 24 hours, I'm still numb in a lot of areas in my mouth. And so, again, my understanding was that I wasn't feeling pain from the implants going in because it's not painful. My gums didn't hurt. There wasn't an ounce of pain putting those in. In fact, I was so stunned because they were so tight. I don't know quite what I thought until they put them in, and I ran my tongue around them, and it's like, wow, there's no gap. It was everything I thought it would be, and even more so. So no pain.
So for surgery, were you asleep or were you awake? How did that go?
I was asleep, and it was great. I've had 15 root canals in my adult life, and so I'm very used to feeling the needles go in and hearing the sounds for a root canal. I went in, they gave me something in my arm to put me to sleep and said, count backwards from 99, and I remembered 98.
Wow.
And in 2 seconds, I was gone. I didn't feel a thing. When I woke up, my wife brought me home. I remember portions of that. I don't remember the whole trip to our house. My wife's a dainty little thing, and she got me upstairs, and how she did that's beyond me. But no pain at all. It was just like Nuvia told me it would be. So I couldn't be happier.
That's pretty incredible.
Oh, man.
So when you were put to sleep, was there just one doctor that was going to have you do that, and then they were also doing the surgery as well, or What did your team look like? Was it one person doing everything?
Oh, no. No, I had a primary doctor that removed the 24 teeth. I think she had other doctors helping that process. And the person with the doing the anesthesiology was a CRNA. All his job was to make sure I was asleep during the whole thing. He called me the night before and told me what the process was going to feel like. And again, I had 2 seconds of feeling, and then I was out. And so it was exactly what they told me it would be.
Well, I have to ask too, during this adjustment period where you're learning how to eat and stuff, what about, talking? Did you deal with any sort of lisp or your swellings must be going down, right? So maybe there's a gap or something going on?
I had no gap, and I had very little swelling, which to me is stunning because I had 24 teeth removed. I had a little bit of a lisp, and my response to that initially was, if this is as bad as it gets, I'm good, because that really went away. And I had a new set of teeth in my mouth, so it wasn't like I had to learn English all over again. It was just not being weirded out and anxious and worried, just talk. And so I read books out loud to myself. I sang out loud to myself. I just did a lot of things. And again, it wasn't traumatic. It wasn't difficult. It's just kind of hit myself on the back of the head and say, just do it.
Right.
And it was.
I am sure a lot of people might wonder, well, have you had to go back and make all these adjustments? Have you had to how can those teeth the day after surgery be the same ones in your mouth now? So have you had to go back to get a lot of stuff done or has something gone wrong at all where you've needed to go back? What does that look like?
Absolutely nothing has gone wrong in 5 years. Not even the hint of it. And the reality was, if I had something wrong with my teeth, I'd give Nuvia a call and they'd tell me to come in and check it out. That's just the way they handle their stuff. 5 years, not one problem. I do exactly what they tell me to do. Now, I did learn how to water pick. While that wasn't painful or traumatic, I've cleaned my face numbers of times, and the mirror. And yet, I find that humorous because I'd never done that before. How cool. So really, in 5 years, not one single problem. And I'm stunned at that. Yet that's what Nuvia told me it would be like.
Wow. So it sounds like even though you had some, adjusting to do, which makes sense because you had a big surgery, new smile in your mouth, it sounds like it really wasn't that bad. So do you have any regrets about getting this done, or how do you think about that?
Not even the slightest regret toward this. The only thing I've wished was Nuvia had been around about 20 years earlier and I'd saved myself a whole lot of grief. What's so cool is so many people come into this type of process just like I used to when I had a root canal. Root canal was painful. I was promised something by the dentist, and what that always included was my pain. And when I went to Nuvia and had all my teeth removed, I didn't have pain. A little discomfort because they'd done a lot. No pain. Again, and I'm not lying about that. That's just remarkable to me because those teeth didn't come out real easy from my understanding. And again, the next day I got no pain.
Wow.
I'm stunned.
What did your teeth give you that make the lisp something that you don't even care about? What did your teeth give you back?
Every day when I look in the mirror and see these and a smile, it's like, what else is there to worry about? I've had them almost 5 years. I've never woken up and had the, oh my gosh, something's wrong here. My teeth have fallen. None of that. And again, if I ever have an issue that something isn't quite the same as it was yesterday, my first call is going to be to Nuvia, and I have full confidence they'll say, come on in, let's take a look, and they'll fix it. So worry and fear is the way to keep people stuck where they've been and where they are. And I just choose not to do that.
So what other things came out of getting this new smile? Maybe something unexpected. You've talked to me about how your health has changed after the fact. So can you touch on that?
I had never put together medical issues I had before. And I think the reason for that was I didn't understand anything. I used to kid about if I could just get the flu or a cold and be normal, that would be great. My problem was I had issues from the infections in my mouth with my teeth that affected other parts of my body. And as I began to make that connection and ask my primary care doc, the doc reinforced that, yes, that's what they've been learning, that the teeth and the infections can cause all kinds of other problems. So I've had 2 significant bouts with that. And again, they don't exist anymore. It's been taken care of because I don't have rotting teeth in my mouth. So if I live in fear, then I'm just always going to have that as a blanket to fall on and feel sorry for myself. And here I am 5 years later, and there's nothing.
No issues, no pain. Sounds like you got a good deal going on.
And it was immediate. That's the kicker. I didn't have to wait 6 months or 10 months. I didn't have to go through various options that somebody was going to put in my mouth to somehow make it better because they believed that my body couldn't heal the way Nuvia says it does. And I'm living proof it does. I can get 24 new teeth in my mouth in 24 hours and have 0 problems.
This sounds like, what you've explained, pretty great. But I'm curious, how are people actually affording it? It sounds like it would be something that would be very expensive. So how did you afford it? Did you have to pay it all up front, or do they offer like payment options?
Nope. They offered so many different payment options that what I did, and my wife and I did, I paid for it for 6 months, just the monthly payment. And then I realized I could put that into my mortgage, which I had a very low interest rate on my mortgage. And I put that in, no extra money coming out of my pocket. We're not hurt by that issue, and it fixed our issue with it.
Wow.
I'd do it again tomorrow.
Wow. So where can people get more information about what this procedure could cost them?
Nuvia has a wonderful cost guide that they provide, and it would give you an idea of what you're looking for. So many people want to know what I paid. And my belief is what I paid is not your business because my teeth are exactly made for me. And you're not going to get my teeth, so it may cost you more or less. And I'm just here to tell you that it's worth every penny, and I would do it again without question.
And to find that cost guide that Duncan was talking about, you can check it out in the description below.